Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Not only is Bibby not full screen, but he hiccuped just as we went live. I don't know if you heard that or not, but anyway. Good morning. How are you guys doing? Welcome to twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. My name is Graham D, and I am sat in an England shirt, and I hope you guys are too. I noticed that Bibby isn't. God damn it, Bibby! God damn it, Bib. But anyway, welcome.
I don't even have an English shirt, I think.
You don't have an English shirt? How very dare
I don't think so. Oh.
To be fair, I actually went through a period of not buying English shirts. I bought every single England shirt, home and away, up until about, I don't know, I think 2010 was my last regular one. And then kind of faded away from it. Anyway, that's a whole different story. How are you guys doing? Do you guys buy England shirts? I'm assuming Magic Man does not buy England shirts. But yes, today is the day that England take on Germany in Euro 2020 in 2021 for a place in the quarterfinals. Spicy meatballs. But anyway, if you're in the chat, please feel free to get involved. If you don't know who we are, my name is Graham D. This is Bibby. We are Ice Cream Uploads. And in true ice creamy fashion, this is The Scoop, your daily dose of news from the world of video games and beyond. Some may even say the UK's #1 video game podcast. We are that some. It still counts. Deal with it. Let's move on. Anyway, we're here to give you our thoughts and our impressions on the biggest, the best, and the breaking stories from the world of video games. And we want your thoughts and your impressions on our thoughts and our impressions. And you can do that live on Twitch each and every single weekday at 10 a.m. ish. It's 11:30.
Not the worst today.
11:29. Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Say it's Tuesday as well. Tuesday is the busy day. I mean, every day is the busy day at the moment. We're super busy, which is good. It means video games are happening. But Tuesday is the busy day. So to be on before 11:30-ish, then we'll take that. But as mentioning, do get involved in the stream because we turn this live stream into a podcast, a video that goes on YouTube, and an audio podcast that goes on iTunes and Spotify and SoundCloud and Google Play. Lots of places where people can watch and listen on demand, but they don't get to get involved in the chat like you guys do right here, right now. Right here. Right now. Okay, I'll stop that DMCA, you know. I know. Sorry, Fat Boy Slim. It's my voice. I know it sounded...
Yeah, it sounded too good.
I know. Those New England shirts are fit a bit snug, eh? Yeah, just a little bit, which is the reason why I don't tend to have it on very often. I'll wear it now for stream purposes just to show my colours because I didn't wear it the last time England played and we were streaming because I was in my Xbox Doom hoodie for some reason. I can't remember what it was. Oh, was that the same day? It was. It was England's first game, and I had my Doom hoodie on rather than my England shirt. So yeah, there you go. Magic Man says, oddly enough, I don't own an England shirt either. I wonder why. But yeah, bit snug. So I'm going to put it on for the stream, probably take it off for a bit, let it air out a bit, and then put it back on again later on because it's also one of those materials that makes you smell like sweatage. So yeah, nice, beautiful.
That's why I was glad that City moved away from Nike because it was every time I bought like a Nike City shirt, it was always looked like sausage meat going into casing. Like it wasn't a nice fit. I mean, the Puma ones aren't much better for the bigger boys. It shows every single curve and titty that you possess.
Yeah, that's the thing with the Puma shirts. They can look really nice as well. I remember going to Dortmund at the Signal Iduna and thinking, I'm going to buy myself a shirt and I'm going to get a footballer. I'm going to get a Kagawa shirt. Job's good, and obviously United tie-in at Dortmund. We'll take that. And yeah, medium was like you say, sausage meat. Large was just hung off me in the wrong places. I went for the large for future proofing, you know, because we're all slowly getting bigger. Didn't anticipate lockdown to speed up that process, but you know, yeah, Puma not so much. Adidas shirts though, definitely they're the ones for me. Although
they are
all going the same way, sorting out the chunky boys. Yeah, not so much Adidas. So you need to pull your finger out as we put the food in. You know what I mean? Anyway, Tina says, morning all. If anyone says it's coming home, then the ban hammer is coming out. Bibby, that includes you, Kappa.
I'll wait till the end of the show.
Yeah, do you know, I used to have a dog, and it ran away, and apparently it's coming home today. Not related. Surely that gets past it, right? Yeah. Stream goes offline as Tito banhammers ice cream uploads. Fuck's sake. Morning there, mostly lurking today, says Madge. That's all right. We appreciate you. Anyone that does want to lurk, shout out to the lurkers, by the way. Lurking is just as important as anything else in terms of establishing it. We're only a tiny channel, so one person coming in right now and lurking will boost our stream by about about 10% ish. So that's big. That's big. So if we get a bunch of lurkers, then it's massive. So we appreciate you. Stay frosty, but today is a melt fest. It is warm today. It is warm today.
It is very warm.
Gary says, morning shaggers. I'll read. GG bot is loaded early. That's because I've not had any PC issues, touch wood, today. If the bot's not on, something has gone wrong or something has needed to be restarted. It's usually Microsoft Teams. So whenever we have a Teams call, Microsoft Teams decides that I could work, but I won't. So if the bot is down, it's usually down to Microsoft Teams. But there you go. Puma shirts are awful, says Gary. I mean, some of the designs are tasty, but yeah, the fit, no.
It's all about Umbro. Umbro is the OG, like Umbro shirts. I wish City went back to Umbro. They never will because Umbro just don't have as much money to give forward for a football team anymore like they used to do. But Umbro was the one, man.
Yeah, some wonderful Umbro shirts, both United and England. Yes, please. Yes, please. Ads has redeemed disco lights, but there you go. I should do that and get the Radical Heights theme tune playing on the same button press. Okay. I bought a replica England 96 recently in 2XL. Turns out they're Malaysian sizes, and it's not a flattering moment. Yeah. I had that before.
Someone's been on DHgate.
Yep. Still going to wear it, though, absolutely. Full on. Nipples McGee, but it's fine. It's all part of the process. If that Swiss guy can get his nipples out on TV yesterday, you can get your nipples out through the shirt. It's fine. Any Pez players know how to DDoS a Twitch channel? No. But Pez players do know how to drop 5-month streaks, 8 months in total. Lake has been a sub. Tito's is in my mind. Lake, thank you very much, dude. Appreciate that. 5-month streak dropping the fry. I know that's it. Dropping the prime. Yes, the prime. You said free. It's the prime. Dropping the prime. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Feeler is greater than, and then has a space with nothing, so that says it all. Philo is greater than nothing. I see. Nice. I don't know how I feel about Philo.
There's been some breaking news.
Let me just read these last two bits before we jump on it. Umbro were owned by Nike from 2007, but now owned by an American company. And oh yeah, the nipples are prominent. Nice. And speaking about prominent nipples, let's go over to Bib. Way. What's the breaking news?
This is actual video game breaking news. So I don't know whether or not, I think it's breaking news anyway because it's literally been posted 48 seconds ago. I will put it into the chat so you can see it as well and people can read along. But I think this may very nearly take the top one of the day.
Okay, let's jump that to the top. As soon as we've all got the link, we'll start off with that. So the first story of the day, which we didn't know about, is that Sony buys Returnal developer Housemarque. Nice. Okay, we'll jump into that in just a second. We'll then follow that up with news that GTA 3 and Vice City are being remastered. Ish. We'll give you the full ish details in a bit. It's not just about Sony and studios and games and stuff, though. As Bethesda / ZeniMax Media / all of that good stuff, id Software, you know, developers of Doom and that, they have had a new game being rated. We'll bring you the information on that soon, as well as Arcade 1UP's new digital board game table that will be available in July. And Xbox Cloud Gaming is now widely available on all the things. But we'll come back to that. First off, though, Bib, if you were Sony, would you buy Returnal developer Housemarque Studios?
Yes, Graham. Yes, I would.
Nice. Well, that's good. And it was just enough time for me to change this and get this on screen. Nice. What are the chances? Yin-Poole at Eurogamer says, Sony buys Returnal developer Housemarque. Super. Stardust. Sony has bought Returnal developer Housemarque, just in case you didn't hear that from the title. The opening line is exactly the same. Anyway, the Helsinki, Finland-based studio becomes the latest developer within the PlayStation Studios' first-party operations. Terms were not disclosed. The addition of Housemarque, which has created a string of PlayStation exclusives, including Super Stardust HD, Resogun, Game and a Half, and most recently PlayStation 5 exclusive Returnal, enhances the creative force of PlayStation Studios. Herman Hulst, head of Worldwide Studios at Sony Interactive, said in a blog post on the PlayStation blog. The acquisition, quote, gives our studio a clear future and a stable opportunity to continue delivering on gameplay-centric approaches while still experimenting with new methods of narrative delivery and pushing the boundaries of this modern art form. Ilari Kutunen, co-founder of and managing director of Housemarque, added, quote, locally, here in Helsinki, this also means that we will officially expand the PlayStation family to a growing industry hub and secure the legacy of the oldest game studio in Finland. Housemarque's arrival bolsters Sony's already significant first-party studio network, which includes Uncharted and The Last of Us developer Naughty Dog, Spider-Man and Ratchet & Clank developer Insomniac, and Horizon developer Guerrilla Games. It doesn't surprise me, but did not expect that first thing today. Housemarque has been snapped up by Sony. Ooh, let me change the split screen. Snapped up by Sony. Bib, thoughts?
Do you think this was something that's always in the pipeline, or have they just like not realized, because that sounds like whatever they put out previously was a bag of shit, which it genuinely wasn't. But do you reckon because of the how well this game has been received, to actually see Housemarque as now a viable option for them to be able to be purchased? Because I don't know whether or not talks happened before this game came out and it's now come to a natural conclusion where they've agreed on terms, blah, blah, blah. Or it was, okay, it's done really, really well. Let's just take these and then see what they can produce as a first-party game going forward.
I mean, I could see this being a conversation that has kind of been stumbling along. I mean, Resogun, was that a PS4 exclusive? Or did it go to Xbox? Or did it go to PC? Or was it just PS4?
I want to say it did play on Xbox as well, yeah. Could be completely wrong. I will find out as we go along.
I mean, either way, they were kind of in bed with Sony early on in terms of that came to PlayStation 4 early on. That was a PS Plus game free, so they were Resogun was PS4 only. Oh, there you go.
Okay,
so PS4 only and PS Plus. Returnal and Sony are already not Returnal. Housemarque and Sony are already in cahoots in that sort of sense. So even before Returnal, there's already signs that they're close. They work hand in hand, sort of thing. And so it doesn't surprise me. Sony have done that before. They've had studios that they've worked with that they've thought, okay, you could be one of us now. We'll bring you in the house. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me that it's happened. I didn't expect it right now. I suppose I don't know when. I'd have probably expected this to have been announced in the state of play that's coming up potentially in July, August. I know we haven't had an announcement of the next state of play, but there will be one coming soon. So I would have expected, if this is going to happen, to be announced in that sort of thing. Maybe they're announcing it now so they can give more detail ahead of that. I don't know, but it's interesting. It is kind of a role reversal, though. You cast your mind back 3 or 4 years ago. The PlayStation's like, yep, big game, pow. Look at all this stuff, pow. Yeah, pow. And Xbox is like, okay, we've just bought another studio. And we've just bought another studio. Callum, thank you very much for 5 months.
Hey.
Stay frosty, yeah. Love. All right, Treacle. Good morning. Yeah, cast your mind back. PlayStation's releasing games, Xbox buying studios. Fast forward 4 or 5 years to this point in time, PlayStation. Okay, we had Ratchet. That's a bit shit to say that they're not releasing games. They just released Ratchet, but they're not steamrolling at the pace that Xbox are. But yet, PlayStation has mentioned that they've bought, what was it, Heaven Studios, and they've bought Housemarque, and they've got another one. So PlayStation's announcing all the studios, but not really giving anything major now. So it's kind of role reversal in that sort of sense. But yeah, doesn't surprise me that Sony buys Returnal developer Housemarque. If you guys didn't hear that already, let me jump back through the chat.
I don't think it'll quite have the same impact that Bethesda had, but it's still massive for them nonetheless.
Yeah, I think that's the case. I mean, that was it. I was trying to look for the comment. Actually, let's go through all the comments. What a day of football it was yesterday in the Euros, says Tito. 14 goals in 2 games. That is ridiculous. Get ready for
ridiculous
for the 0-0 tonight. Yeah. Ooh, 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 ooh. Gary says Housemarque. Yes, Housemarque. Ad says Pez finally tweet about the beta. Oh, have they? I did not know that. Drop a link. Actually, I can find it easy enough. But yeah. Return of the Mac. Once again, return of the Okay, welcome in, dude. All right, arcades. Yeah, nice one, mate. Nice one. Next Gen says, It'd be interesting to see how the discourse goes with this compared to the Xbox and Bethesda buyout. I'm trying to see if there's because discourse is capitalized. I'm trying to figure out if there's a pun in there or not because it's a good question. I don't know if you're taking the piss or if you actually meant it to be a good question. Yeah, I mean, I think this is a bit different from that in that sort of sense because Housemarque, whilst they do have games, they also have PlayStation only games. So them being bought out by PlayStation is a little bit different in the fact that they kind of are PlayStation already. It's like say if Bibby wasn't part of Ice Cream Uploads, but then we made him part of Ice Cream Uploads, people wouldn't be surprised because he's been on the scoop for 400 episodes. It's that sort of kind of thing. Whereas Bethesda have actively been making games to be on Ice Cream Uploads, and then if they go join, I don't know, who's our enemy podcast? I don't know. We'll find
Next Gen Base.
Yeah, fuck's sake, Next Gen Base. Yeah, so let's say Bibby went and joined Next Gen Base, then that'd be a bit different. It's like fuck's sake, you don't know. So yeah, a little bit different, but yeah, it's still good conversation because even though it is a little bit different in that, I don't have a problem with Microsoft buying up ZeniMax Media and Bethesda. Maybe because I'm not massively invested in their series, their franchises. I probably would be if it was a little bit closer to home, so maybe that allows me to be a bit more objective. But I'm not bothered that they're buying them, although I do feel it's a bit shit that it's good that they get to work on exclusives and they can push the envelope, but it's shit that people that have been invested in their games and their franchises now have to choose branding. They have to choose different branding to be loyal to, and that's the only thing. So this doesn't have the same thing. However, it does cut off any potential for Housemarque's games to be available to Xbox users. So, yeah. I mean, questions are, would those games ever be available to Xbox users? Although, does Returnal only exist because of the PlayStation funding? And if that's the case, then it would never have been open to Xbox users and stuff. So there is obviously other conversations spin off from there. Gary says, yeah, this has been on the cards for years, I reckon. I'm surprised it's taken them this long for them to become a first-party studio. They're a top-tier studio, to be fair. Resogun is one of my favourite PS4 games, and they smash it with every title. Mr. T, good morning, says, this purchase is about as surprising as Matt Hancock being a scumbag. Gasp. Matt Hancock's a scumbag. Yeah, okay, fine. Peter Edge says, morning all. All right, Treacle. How's things? All right, laugh. How's the new job? Is it a new job or am I mixing you up with someone else now? I can't remember. This is the thing with me being on stream. I congratulated someone and then just put it to someone else that had the blue name the last time in chat. I'm pretty sure it was you. Did that game that people thought was Silent Hill get announced yet? What was it? Abandoned. They pushed it back. So Hassan Karaman, the guy from Blue Box Studios, put a video out on Twitter last week, and it seemed like, I mean, it could still be Kojima doing Kojima things, but it seemed like a developer that's a little bit stressed, bitten off more than he can chew, and has had to quell things. So I think that game that was going to be announced that isn't announced, I don't know, but yeah, didn't look like it. So that was Friday, I think that came out. All politicians are scumbags, Asim, says Ads. We need a Rayman. England lose 3-1 tonight. Ads gets banned straight out of chat. Forever. Life. Goodbye. No pun, just that discourse around Bethesda got so shit. Yeah, he did. It absolutely did. I thought Bibby was just studio cleaner. Well, it was, to be fair. And then we thought, do you know what? He's proved himself. Let's give him his opportunity. We moved him up to making brews, and then eventually someone wasn't in, so he sat down at the mic and it's like, okay, well, yeah, fair enough. And the rest became history. Shit, best withdraw that contract offer then. Fuck's sake! Next gen bib.
Hashtag announce Bibby.
I'd be more interested if it came to a service where you access to hundreds of games and day one releases for only $9.99 a month. And if you're new, you can even get 3 months right now for only $1. What service is that? Game Pass. Did I miss the GTA Vice City remaster things? You didn't. We had a story jump in. As you know, more than anyone else, Lake, Finnish people are rude and just like to interrupt your flow. So we had plans to talk about GTA Vice City remastery stuff, and then Finnish developers Housemarque sold themselves. So not like that. Calm down. Oh yeah. So Sony bought Housemarque, aka developer of games like Returnal and Resogun, this morning. So because it was breaking, we thought we shouldn't at the front of the show. But we can move on now. Never liked international football, though Gary Clark only liked the South Africa World Cup. What? This whole Kojima Abandon stuff is starting to grate now. Fucking hell. Jeff, Abandon has nothing to do with Kojima, in my honest opinion. It was interesting, but it's an indie dev that's gotten way over his head. Or is it? Dun dun dun. And that's the awkward thing, is you can say whatever full logical answer you want, and either yourself or someone else just says the words, or is it? And it's like, oh. And that's where the problems come from, because you get yourself muddied in the Kojima waters, which are the muddiest waters ever in terms of people knowing what's happening. Then yeah,
like quicksand.
Exactly. You sink, boy. You ain't getting out of here. Anyway, moving ahead.
Did they even come out and mention anything about like Kojima being in Abandoned? Or this is all fan speculation, because I can't remember how the story ever started, but it just feels like a lot of people was making a lot of different accusations about who or what could be looking after it, and it's just got to a point where it's gone, okay, we probably have to say something now, because this is going a bit too far and it's having a detrimental effect on our brand, because if it's not Kojima and we haven't told anyone, then people will think that we have been leading them on. It may flop on release, blah blah blah. Yeah, it's a bit weird, isn't it?
There was never any official announcement on it. It was fan stuff that Blue Box Studios either intentionally or unintentionally stoked the flames of by announcing that their next game will begin with S and end in L. And everyone's like, Silent Hill, that's it. Blue Box Studios, it clearly means it's a blue box. It's a PlayStation game, so it's a PlayStation exclusive that begins with S and L. The guy's name begins with H, and his surname begins with K, so HK like Hideo Kojima. Therefore, it's a new Silent Hill game made by Hideo Kojima, exclusive for PlayStation. Oh my god! And that was it. Internet just wankfest. There was just jism flying everywhere, and Hassam Karaman and his team either rode the waves of jism. No, okay, I'll stop with that analogy now. It's not pretty. They either rode the waves of the excitement, or they didn't, and they didn't stop the waves, so it looked like they rode the waves. Either way, they got dragged along with it, whether intentionally or not, and then realised that they couldn't swim. So yeah, there you go. Anyway, next bit of news. GTA 3 and Vice City reverse engineering fan project, so not legit, project is back online after takedown. Takedown. Nice. Time served. This is written by Wes Yin-Poole at Eurogamer. So Grand Theft Auto 3 and Vice City reverse engineering fan project is back online after Take-Two issued a takedown earlier this year. As Eurogamer reported in February, the GTA 3 and Vice City reverse engineering fan projects known as RE3 and REVC were hit by a DMCA filed by Rockstar parent company Take-Two that claimed copyright infringement. Just seen Next Gen Base in the chat. Rode the waves of jizz. Yep, I'm out. The fan-created source code for both games was made available on GitHub, offering a raft of eye-catching improvements over the original games officially available to play today on PC. For more, check out our feature on how RE3 came to be. At the time, project lead App, is that the name? AAP? I don't know. Told Eurogamer he was worried filing a counterclaim might have sparked a lawsuit. However, the team behind the projects recently disputed Take-Two's takedown, and without any sort of legal response from the publisher, GitHub restored the reverse-engineered code. In May, GitHub restored a fork of the RE3 project after its creators successfully filed a Digital Millennium Copyright Act. Why'd you need to do that? Just say DMCA. Takedown counterclaim. Another counterclaim from another developer who worked on the Nintendo Switch port followed. The people behind the main project filed their counterclaim on the 10th of June. This latest development is not evidence Take-Two has backed down. Rather, GitHub has followed DMCA procedure here. According to DMCA rules, disputed content must be restored between 10 and 14 business days unless the rights holder takes legal action. So far, Take-Two has done nothing in response. In its counterclaim, App & Co. claimed fair use. quotes, "We believe that any code in this report that is similar to code or other content owned by Take-Two is either unprotected by copyright or is permitted under fair use," reads the counterclaim. "We figured we have a good case for fair use on the grounds that we are improving and fixing the game as well as bringing it to new platforms," ARP told Eurogamer over the weekend. "This was the reason for quite a few people to purchase the game from Take-Two to play it on their favourite platforms. So in fact, we're only making them money, and we figured it would be unwise of them to actually go after us. So we went the normal route. One of our team members filed a counterclaim with GitHub, and after waiting over a period of about 14 days, the repo got reinstated. The project leaders talked to a legal expert who is working with GitHub before filing the counterclaim, but the threat of legal action remains. So far, so good, which means ARP & Co.'s work, which was in years in the making, is online again." I'm going to hit play on the video. But Bib, GTA 3 and GTA Vice City remastered, not official, look to be back on the cards again. What are your thoughts? Bibby's muted.
Yeah, sorry. We had a rag. We had a rag and bone man coming down the street, and I also have people over the road getting windows and doors put in. So there's just noise everywhere. I apologise. I'm not closing the window because it's fucking boiling in
This
it.
is what happens when you live in Greater Manchester. People just come along and put your windows in.
But yeah, this is class. I just wonder why. I mean, this is all a massive grey area when it comes to DMCA and takedown stuff like that, because I'm not on all of the lingo and what it means and the terminology used and stuff like that. I just, in layman's terms, as far as I'm aware, Take-Two have issued a takedown. They've took it down for foot, and then the people who are looking after this, I've done a counterclaim. Therefore, they had 14 days, and Take-Two never responded, so therefore it can go back up again. That doesn't mean to say, because this is in the news now, Take-Two, in 10 minutes' time, can just go, okay, take it down again, and then they will have to refile again for another 14 days. This is the same kind of thing, though, that happened with the Resident Evil remake stuff. When, I'm so sorry, I've forgotten the developer. Yeah, it was Daymare, but I can't remember the name of Invader Studios.
Sorry, I'm the big horror movie fan here. It's fine.
Invader Studios. I wanted to say Devolver, and I knew that wasn't right. But Invader Studios ended up trying to create a Resident Evil 2 remake. Capcom took it down because they already had theirs in the pipeline, but they just wasn't ready to announce it yet. Brought Invader Studios in, they did the whole thing, and then obviously ended up making Daymare. If I was to make some kind of speculation here, is this because it's already in the pipeline?
Do you know? I'm
not too sure.
Yeah, I'm not convinced on it being in the pipeline. But I like to see the fact that it's there. This is where we get into like the tricky worlds. It's the same thing with the Pokemon stuff. Like, there's been so many different Pokemon, like basically Pokemon Arceus, that over the shoulder sort of narrative, sort of third person kind of real worldy thing. We've seen loads of people trying to build that, and Nintendo going, nope, squash, nope, squash. And you're gutted because you want to play it, but you also understand because it's nothing that person owns. That's like me just walking into Bibby's house, grabbing his kettle and doing what I want with it. Okay, it's nice that the kettle can do stuff that I enjoy, but it's also Bibby's kettle. So if he doesn't want me to use it, then fucking do it. I don't know why I went for kettle. Maybe I just need a brew. Takes a swig of his water. So yeah, it's nice that it's been reinstated. I'm not convinced that it will stay that way. Because, I mean, like you mentioned, the fact that they haven't filed any legal proceedings doesn't mean that that's it. You've missed your opportunity to file legal proceedings. It's just a case of that could be a case of, okay, do you know what? It's not worth the hassle for us because you're not damaging us. We'll just let you do whatever you want until the point where you start to damage us, or we cross paths in terms of we decide that we do want to make a Vice City remake. And at that point, you kind of shitting on us then. So, but at the moment, we're not gonna. So whatever. It could be that. It could be a case of, look, nobody knows about it anyway. Us squashing it will make it be something. So let's just carry on doing your own thing. You and the few people that are going to play the modded version of that game on PC, fill your boots. We will go off and just continue working on 6. It could just be a case of, Actually, we didn't have all the dots, all the I's dotted and all the T's crossed just yet on our legal filings, and they are working their way through. It could be any of those, which all of them are possible. I mean, it's nice to see community developed content, but obviously there are difficulties in there in the fact that modding is something we are very aware of in the world, but it's also still something that is very illegal, right down its core. In the same way that streaming is something that we are very aware of. Streaming is something that's not black and white in terms of legal, as we found out with Nintendo's Direct at E3, that kind of was indirect. That's what it was, a Nintendo indirect. Yeah, you could watch it elsewhere while listening to us talk about it.
At what point though does a mod go too far? Because I've played 100 million different kind of mods for Resident Evil. Most notably, the most recent one. Sorry, I've got it downloaded. I haven't played it yet, but they've tried to remake Code Veronica X on the PC with using Unreal Engine. It looks great. It looks like it doesn't handle the best, but they're constantly trying to update it to make it playable. But at what point does changing certain things to make it look better then become, don't want to say remaster or remake, but at what point does it then start to become a problem? Like, how much do you need to do? Because we've seen it with the Aliens was probably the biggest one, where they just changed the 1 to a 0, and then the fucking Xenomorph started working correctly. Like,
I mean, we've seen it with Take-Two as well, where people have sped up Grand Theft Auto's loading times because they've made mods and so on. So, and that question is like, how long is a piece of string? There's no answer to that one, no definitive answer. And the answer, it usually comes like, when is it too far? When it involves cash. That's when it's too far. Are you making cash off something that's not yours? That's illegal. We'll stop that. Are you stopping us from earning cash because people are looking at you rather than us? That's illegal. We'll stop you doing that. It's usually where it comes into play. Some brands do stop things ahead of time. Some brands do allow things. It depends on, there's all sorts of things. There's cultural input and everything into that. So it's a question that can't really be answered. I would like to see GTA 3 and Vice City remastered, but yeah, what are you laughing at?
Gary's comment: Nintendo were very direct, to be fair. Do you want to stream our stream? Fuck off.
Fuck off. Eyeball Paul from Kevin and Perry, just 2 fingers up.
Yeah.
Fuck off. There you go.
It was on the other night, that, on Comedy Central, actually. I watched it with Samantha.
All I want to do is do it. Big go. Quote film. Tito says, that's not what he says. Tito says, a rag and bone man. Does Bibby live in the 1940s? Maybe he does.
You don't have a rag and bone man where you are. I just, they're always knocking about round here.
Yeah, we have rag and bone men / thieves. So we do have a rag and bone man, a bloke that drives around in a truck, basically trying to get all your metal bits. But also, if there is anything metal in your garden that's not a car, then they're probably just going to take that, whether you say they can have it or not. So it's rag and bone man / thieves. So yeah, we do have that sort of stuff. We had a big dirty cast iron, like it was like a weird eggshell green bath that was in the house, like must have been fitted in when the house was built like a bajillion years ago. And when we changed our bathroom about 10 years ago, stripped it all out, got the new bath and stuff put in, the bath was in the garden. And we were like, oh, we've got to take that fucking bath to the skip, to the tip. We need to find a truck or something for that. And it must have been in the garden about 40 minutes, came out and it had gone. Someone had stolen a big metal bath. Fuck. Bye then.
That's it. If you have anything metal that you want to get rid of, put it outside your fence. And within 24 hours, it will be gone in Manchester. Whether or not it's been robbed or someone's using it for scrap, it doesn't fucking matter. If you wanted it gone, it's gone.
Yeah, absolutely. Those were the days when I first played GTA 3, GTA Vice City, Craigasm. And then, actually, there was a... There we go. Fuck Take-Two, says Ads. Did Ads say that because he means fuck Take-Two, or did he say that because he knows that Asim is from Take-Two? Obviously not commenting as Take-Two, just to be clear. So Asim says, yeah, fuck a company protecting its property IP. And that's the thing. Take-Two isn't doing this to shit on community projects. As mentioned, Take-Two just gave a wedge of cash to that guy that's helped to speed up GTA Online. It's just a matter of, I mean, could they have plans to do this? If they don't have plans to do this, could they have plans in the future? And if they don't have plans to do this in the future, could letting this grow be something that stops the potential for plans in the future. That's the thing that Take-Two have to look at, and people don't like those options because that is based on money. Do Take-Two want to make money on these games in the future? Could this stop that? And in theory, yes, it could. It absolutely could. It could be huge for building those opportunities as well, and that's where the trade-off is just because it could make money for them, and it could be actually good at making money as it is. There's all sorts of different avenues, and Take-Two obviously trying to be preventative enough for that. So it's a difficult one. How do you stop that without looking like a cunt? It's the instant you're being a defensive dickhead card. I mean, there's no way that Take-Two just go, sorry, don't use our stuff. Because you just look like a dickhead. That's it. It's literally, how do you stop it without looking like a cunt? But that's it, though. I agree. If I'm in your kitchen, I've got a mug on the side. Going back to my kettle comment earlier on, I've got a mug on the side, coffee, 2 sugars in it, milk splashed in there, just about to drop in some water from your kettle, and you're like, yeah, that's my kettle, that. I was about to start selling cups of coffee in my living room. I don't know why. Shit analogy. It's getting weak now. Just go with it. So like, it's like Bibby at that point. How can he tell me to not use it? Yeah, exactly. How can he tell me to not use his kettle without looking like a dick at that point in time? It's just your fucking kettle. You can use the kettle as often as you want. You have the kettle. Just let me use it to do what I want. It's my kettle. I mean, Starbucks will cost you £3 for that. You're getting it free here, so that's somewhere in that shithouse analogy is something that means something. So just pick it out yourselves. Assume that was like a genius epiphany moment. We'll all high five, and then we'll move along. Nice.
And all it's making me want to do now is just play GTA Vice City on my PC. That's listening to Flash FM, Graham.
You mean Emotion?
Which I will be doing this afternoon.
98.3 with me, Fernando Martinez. Yeah, that's what you mean. That's what you mean.
Is it even on Steam? I'm going to have to download a dodgy copy that's going to get me PC crypto mined.
Next Gen Base says they need to do shit like this to protect their IP, though. Same with any fan remakes. Let's fast forward to where was it? Asim says, no, fuck someone for protecting what is theirs and not allowing us to do what they want with it. Yeah, exactly. Bibby with a kettle. See, Asim agrees. I'm assuming he's talking about the kettle and not anything to do with GTA. It's fine. No chance that we'll be seeing a GTA 3 and Vice City remaster. I'd absolutely love it, but it's not going to happen, unfortunately. Asim says, fuck Nintendo. Don't Rockstar allow modding for GTA Online and CRP servers stuff added, not in the normal game? Well, that's where we get back into the weird dance. GTA RP, just because you see it and just because people have modded it and you'll see people modding Charizard into stuff, doesn't mean that any of that stuff is legal. But that stuff, that all that modding stuff is illegal. GTA RP is modified servers that people are using to play the game. It's illegal. You're taking someone's intellectual property and using it. Rockstar sees it and turns a blind eye because they know it's good for the community. Whereas realistically, on paper as a business, go back 50 years, that would have been squashed. But that shows that Rockstar are actually not too shitty because GTA RP is a massive thing because Rockstar lets it be a massive thing. GTA modding is a big thing because Rockstar lets it be a big thing until a certain point. And releasing full versions of the games is a little bit different. I know they're fully modded and updated and so on, but that is a little bit different to releasing things that complement the games that exist. Nintendo are very... Oh, no, we've done that bit.
Yeah.
There are games and studios that support modding communities and supply dev kits for it. Ark Survival Evolved, Farming Simulator, yeah, massively. And even PUBG first said we will support modding because we came from a mod, and then they realised that opening the doors to modding closes the doors to profits from cosmetics. Because why would you pay for a cosmetic when you could just mod it in? So PUBG quickly shut the door on that because modding is wonderful, but it's also not the best way, not the best way of making money. It shuts off good ways of making money for brands as well as opening up avenues. It shuts off a lot of other ones. So some companies don't allow it, which is understandable. Not everything is the same. Nintendo are cunts, says Ads. Tito says, we don't have rag and bone men down south that I know of. Maybe you are the rag and bone man if you don't know one. Maybe you are. No, that's a different analogy. It don't work that way. We used to have them back in the day. I used to take anything from the washing machines to dogs, I think. My dog got stolen when I was little. And Aren't they called gypsies? Now this fucker used to shout Ragabone. They used to have a song that they'd sing, and they used to sing "Any Old Iron" as well. Was "Any Old Iron"? And yeah, there you go. Anyway, so let's get back into the 20th century, 21st century. Let's get back away from the 1700s. I said it to bait Asim. Sorry, god damn it. It's okay. However he meant it. We know that Ads is the most positive guy ever. Switch Pro confirmed. Graham just used the C word. That's a ban, surely. Which C word was that? City? Yeah, ban me. By positive, I mean the most depressing negative person ever. It's on PS4. There's a trilogy. I thought you sang human. GG's. I was like, what? Do you know, if anyone clips that, you can probably see the split second where my brain, like the penny drops. I was like, human? In my head, I'm thinking, human. Like, what the fuck? But then, Rag and Bone Man, got there. I'm big enough to be Rag and Bone Man, but don't have the tattoos or voice. Or the bank account, sadly. Yeah, I know. Or talent. There you go. You said it. Madge is back.
I've got something to tell you guys.
Oh, what's that?
You can pick GTA, Vice City, GTA 3, and GTA San Andreas for a very small and low price of £5.9 on Steam as a trilogy.
All three for £5.09 is an absolute steal. That is a bargain. Genuinely.
Yeah.
I mean, San Andreas is probably the game that I had the most fun in out of all GTAs. But Vice City has the best soundtrack by everything, and that's the thing. I in my memories, I always say Vice City is the best game, and that's because I merged the gameplay of San Andreas with the aesthetic, the cars, the sounds, the story of Vice City. Give me those two together. Oof. So yeah, I would kill for a GTA Vice City remaster. Oh my god, yes please. Good offer. I think it includes DLCs too. I mean, bargain. PC Master Race for the win. Speaking of PC games, I mean, it could be a PC game. We don't know. All we know is that Xbox like PC. And speaking of which, Tom Ivan at VGC says a mystery id Software game has been rated. The Xbox tie-in is because Xbox owns id Software now, just in case you didn't know that. Anyway, Project 2021B classified in Australia. So the Australian Classification Board, the ACB, has rated a new game from developer id Software and publisher Bethesda, titled Project 2021B, which is likely a code name for an unannounced title. The game was classified M for mature on June the 28th. That was yesterday. Among the consumer advice section of the classification, the ACB lists online interactivity as a feature of the game. And in January of this year, the ACB rated Project 2021A from id Software and Bethesda. 2 months later, the game was confirmed to be Doom 3 VR Edition for PlayStation VR. So June 22nd marked the 25th anniversary of the original Quake's release. A few days earlier, Xbox era's Nick Baker claimed to have heard that a new entry in the classic FPS series was in development at id Software and Machine Games. It would include single-player and multiplayer modes, plus a female protagonist, he was told. id Software's last major release, March 2020's Doom Eternal, will receive graphical upgrades for next-gen consoles this week. A free update being released on June 29th will optimize the game for Xbox Series X and S and PS5, with each version getting a choice of performance options. PC owners will also get an upgrade that adds ray tracing on hardware that supports it. And Bethesda recently confirmed that QuakeCon will return in August 2021 as an all-digital event for the second year running. Could that be it? A mystery id Software game has been rated in Australia. We've had a 2021A so far, which was a Doom 3 VR game. This is 2021B, their second game rated this year, obviously with a code name. Could this be Quake? What are your thoughts, babe?
I'd love it to be a Quake. I want the likes of Quake and Unreal to come back and become as big as they were once were. We'll get there eventually. Third soundtrack.
Once was.
Yeah, once was. But yeah, I would love like Quake and Unreal to come back and just take maybe not the world by storm, because if you're old enough, you'll know how good these were in shaping first-person shooters, competitive shooters, the birth of esports, as it is now. These was like the daddy games, and I would love it to be a new Quake game. Obviously, we've had loads of those, but I can't remember the last time we had a Quake game. Unreal, I think maybe 2004 was the last one. No, it couldn't have been because I've got Unreal Tournament on my on my Xbox 360, so maybe that was 2007, maybe. Unreal Tournament, Xbox 360. I
We'll
think
all
that
just
was the
sit back and
last
watch
one.
Baby have an argument with himself. Was it 2004? No, it couldn't have been because I've got it.
It's 2007. But this is what I mean. Like, these games have stood the test of time. Like, people are still playing Unreal Tournament. If you go into the Epic Game Store now, you can download Unreal Tournament and play it, and there is still thousands of people online playing this game.
Haven't you streamed
Came out in
Unreal
2007.
Tournament on ICU?
Yes, I did, Graham. It was fucking incredible. It's a hell of a lot faster than I remember it. It's a lot more difficult because obviously people who have been playing this
I could
game.
say not only that, you went in as a noob and you were playing against people that are like 15 years of experience.
Yeah, so they've been playing this game for like 14 years straight, and I just came in and just got my ass handed to me, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. I can see people in the chat saying Quake Champions came out in 2017. I'll have to fact check that one. But yeah, not too much fanfare, says Madge. No idea if they're still playable online. So yeah, I mean, these games, I'd love it to be a new Quake. Obviously, it's not going to be Unreal because they don't do it. Its software don't do that. If a new Quake comes out, or even if they just brought one of the older one back to like a fully fledged version, so that you can play it without having to do all the public servers and things like that, I think that would be super cool. We've seen a lot of Doom stuff. I think this is in my opinion, the way forward for it. Be amazing.
If it is a Quake game, though, we're going to have to bring developer Steve back from the dead. Because developer Steve, who, for those of you that may know Jelly Media / Ice Cream Uploads, when we first started at Ice Cream, we had a member of the team called Steve. He died. He didn't really die. When someone leaves and moves on, our way of saying it is they died, but not died. Anyway, he died. But he was like super high level, like esports level pro for Quake before esports even existed. I mean, he's probably not going to be at that level now. But yeah, we need to bring him back from the dead if it is a new Quake game. Speaking of it being new Quake, Lake says,
"Boom! Headshots."
There you go, Lake. That was just for you. Enjoy. Nice. Thank you very much for the sub. That's what you get. That's it. Yeah. No more now. Not until next month. I'm not doing it again. Fine, I'll do it again.
Boom! Leak shots.
Two Towers is still one of the best maps out there. I don't know what that is. It's a Lord of the Rings film to me. So yes, nice. They brought all the others back, Wolf, etc. Quake, let's go! A return for Hexen, says Magic Man. Yeah, there you go.
Boom! Voice mod.
That's the one.
Let me see if I can find the documentary that I watched like 3 days ago on Quake. I'll drop it in because it's fantastic. It's like Quake 25 years later or something like that. It is class. Like, if you're interested in stuff like that, which I always am, like video game documentaries, I seem to spend all of my life watching. But watching stuff like that is unreal. I just need to try and find it.
Gary asks an important question while looking for that. Is it frowned upon if you eat a big fuck off bag of Sensations Thai Sweet Chili Crisps by yourself asking for a friend? Gary, the answer to that question is
no.
Correct. There you go. Answered by what's the word? Community, whatever. Basically, no, it's fine. It's okay. Although I wouldn't go for the Thai sweet chili. I do like them actually. I don't go for anything that's sweet chili generally. I do like them, but I'm all about oven roast chicken in time. Sunday dinner in a bag. It tastes like I'm eating chips and gravy and chicken and all that. Bit Yorkshire pudding. So yeah. Good sandwich crisp. If you want a crisp butter, chicken time. Boom. That said,
I did one of these in the other day. These are unreal. If no one's had these yet, sort your life out. They are fucking world class.
I'm assuming most people have had the KFC Max crisps. Those on a crisp butty are class. That mixture of the bread heavily buttered with the super salty, peppery, chickeny flavour. Wonderful. Wonderful. Never frowned upon. Eat them citizens. Chappers! I'll read chappers. I'm disappointed, chappers. I mean, I made you a new theme tune for your what was it now? Was it like not the Goof Troop? It was based on the Goof Troop. I can't remember what it was, but anyway, you joined in. I sang you a theme tune, and you just don't love us anymore. How dare you have a life? I'm joking. I'll read. I don't remember the name anymore. Share, you greedy fucker, says Ads. Personally, I prefer the big bags of nice and spicy knickknacks. See, I'm ribbon saucy knickknacks. Ribbon saucy. They're the ones everyone eats the nice and spicy ones and leaves the ribbon sauces. Oof, give me those bad boys. Yes, please. Yes, please. Anyway, let's move ahead. I do love you. I've just been dead busy. No, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. You live in our life, not living your own. Love. It's all right. We'll let it go. Let it go. Next bit of news, though. Let's get all our cards out on the table. This is a cheesy tangent, by the way, because the table itself is Arcade 1UP's new digital board game table, which will be available for pre-order in July. This is written by Jay Peters at The Verge. And Chappers! Striker. Thank you very much for the 13 months. See, that's what you do, Bib. We just bully people and they'll subscribe to the channel. Nice. That's Chappers.
It's
appreciate
unreal.
It.
Like, why didn't we think of this sooner? Why are we being nice all the time?
For fuck's sake. Bibby, you're a dick. Tier 3? Go on. Fine, whatever. Chappers, appreciate it. Thank you very much, dude. So yeah, back to Arcade 1UP's new digital board game table. It will have more than 40 free games out of the box. So last October, Arcade 1UP, known for its officially licensed arcade cabinets, launched a wildly successful Kickstarter for the Infinity game table, which lets you play digital versions of many tabletop games like checkers, chess, Monopoly, and Scrabble on a big touchscreen. If you missed the Kickstarter, though, you'll soon be able to buy the Infinity game table for yourself. It will be available to pre-order exclusively from Best Buy. Boo. From July the 17th. Arcade 1UP says the Infinity Game Table will offer more than 40 games for free at launch, and you can download them by connecting the table to the internet. And there's more than just board games. You can also download things like a puzzle app, a coloring book app, a Sudoku app, and a word search app. Arcade 1UP also plans to make new apps available down the line. 2 games you can look forward to are Pandemic and Ticket to Ride, though you'll have to pay for those when they're available. Both will be free to Kickstarter backers, however. You play games with up to 6 different players on the Infinity Game Table, as long as a game supports that many players. And because the table connects to the internet, you can also play online with friends. During a briefing, I played Battleship online against an Arcade 1UP exec, and we traded moves virtually, as you'd expect. I was soundly defeated because I'm truly awful at Battleship. The table comes in 24 and 32-inch screen sizes, and I've been testing the 24-inch model, and the size feels comparable to a small yet tall coffee table. The 24-inch version has huge bezels, but that's not exactly a bad thing, since you can place a glass or bowl of snacks on them without covering the screen. The 32-inch model pictured at the top of this post looks to have smaller bezels. You can remove the legs from the Infinity Game Table if you want to use it on the floor or another service, but if you want to bring the Infinity Game Table to another room, I will warn you that it's quite heavy. The 24-inch model weighs 46 pounds and the 32-inch model weighs 60, so it's not exactly easy to lug around. One thing we don't know yet about the Infinity Game Table is the cost, and it could be expensive. Arcade 1UP told The Verge that the final price hasn't been determined with Best Buy, but the table's Kickstarter could give us an idea of how much you might have to pay, and it will likely be in the hundreds of dollars. The Kickstarter lists a $600 MSRP for the 24-inch model and an $800 MSRP for the 32-inch model. Yikes! If you've been looking for a digital way to replicate board game night, Arcade 1UP's Infinity Game Table could be what you're looking for. It has a big screen, no matter which model you get, and there are lots of games to play for free, and the ability to connect to the internet means you can play with friends if they have a table too, but the potentially high cost could be prohibitively expensive, and we won't know just how much you might have to set aside until the price is announced. If you're interested in the table, mark your calendar for pre-orders on July 17th. Tabletop gaming, Bib. Yes or no?
Yes. Massive advocate of it, Graham.
For £800 as an opt-in starting point, yes or no?
If I had the money, absolutely. Like if I had the money for this and I knew my friends was like massively into it as well, you don't even need your friends to be able to play. You can play against any random person in the world. I think this is amazing. I love what Arcade 1UP's doing. They're trying to, like, if you was to go out and try and buy an arcade cabinet now for any game, it's stupidly expensive. Like, I know we've got one obviously in the office now, but I mean, just if you wanted like a Virtual Striker one, for instance, you're looking at maybe 500-600 quid, and you're only playing Virtual Striker on that. You're not playing what could be 40 games to start off with, and then however many down the line. But imagine having this on like our boardroom table and stuff like that. This is quality. I love board games, and it's a pain in the ass lugging them everywhere. I mean, even if you had 50 different board games, it probably won't be as heavy as this. But this is super cool. I love like the technology coming and making stuff like this. Class. I mean, absolutely class.
I was on board until you went, imagine this on our boardroom table. Nope, that's it. I'm out. Because I'd be like, okay, let's jump over to Bib, who's going to give us the stats on the latest social campaign. Silence. Bib. 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 No, it won't even that. It'd be like full on deep into a game of snakes and ladders. Oh, Bib! Put the fucking snakes and ladders down. God damn it. Sorry.
But yeah, like, do you like board games?
Ish. Yes, but I haven't played like tons. I've played like more of your standard casual, like fucking MB games, board games, the stuff like that. I mean, obviously, me and you played Connect 4 in Way Out, and I don't know if you remember, but one person was exceptional. It was me. I'm sorry for dabbing. It wasn't even a dab. I didn't even commit to it because I knew it was wrong as I was doing it. So
shit, playing piano. So
fucking baseball dog.
Home run, sucker.
Darts, motherfucker. 180. But yeah. Anyway, back in the room. We don't play that much. I am open to the idea of board games. I'm just not open to the idea of £800. I mean,
it's a lot.
If you're buying a top class piece of furniture, I get that. 800 quid for a. I mean, I wouldn't spend 800 quid for a coffee table, mind. But 800 quid for a table, you could easily spend 800 quid. So that's a table that has a fucking 32-inch screen in it and is wireless, and you can connect to other people. It's a gaming. So suddenly it starts to tick bunches of boxes. What if you're the kind of person that's spending 800 quid on a coffee table? You probably want something that's a little bit more designer than a glass-topped desk that says infinity with a swirly symbol in the top corner. So, love the idea. I love what it brings. I love the idea that your whole family can just sit around the coffee table and play games together. That's the joy of gaming. I just like that. Use the word prohibitive in the pricing, and that's prohibitive for me. That would be a no. It's a no from me. I love the idea of board games, but I can play with my friends online. Can I? For 800 quid? My friend's going to be spending 800 quid on a coffee table as well. What I would do is buy 2 PS5s and have 100 quid left over and give one to my friend. Jobs are good and nice. There you go. We could play that online as well. Do you know what? 2 PS5s and a PS Plus membership each, and you'll still have change. Get yourself a nice bottle of Fanta Fruit Twist. Jobs are good and sit there and chug that as you play online.
So, who do you think this is aimed at? Do you reckon this is aimed at cafes, or I don't want to say like computer cafes or something like that because I don't even know if they exist anymore, but this is definitely wouldn't look out of place at something like Arcade Club or NQ64.
Yeah.
Is this aimed at homes?
I think it is. I mean, just looking at the pictures that they show, that has to be their market. They've got family of 5 people. Is it a family? Is it a couple of bunch of like 2 groups of mates, 3 groups of mates, whatever? I don't know. Couples maybe potentially, which then makes me think. I don't know. Is that them trying to show? Yeah, there you go. Is it couples, families, those that might like the old sort of D&D-ish sort of night? Oh, there you go, Gaga. It's aimed at old rich blokes. Exactly. That's probably what it is.
Yeah.
That's probably what it is. Which. I love the idea of it. I mean, Gaga said there, if I could afford it, it's a yes from me. That's my sentiment. If I could afford it, it's a yes from me. Would I want to spend that amount of money on a big iPad? I'd just get the actual. I'd speak to Mark Bamber, aka Jelly Media fame / ice cream fame. He has a house full of board games. I'll just ask him, because any board game you've ever played, Mark has it. Genuinely, he's got stuff that I've never even heard of. So yeah, and I bet
He got the Resident Evil board game though, has he?
He probably no. He's got standards, mate. Do you know he might have
taste?
He's got he might have. He's got like stuff that that sounds too grown up for me. I mean, board games for me. like Mousetrap, a bit of Ludo,
And Buckaroo.
yeah, exactly. So I know that doesn't really have much of a board in it, but yeah. So love the idea. I genuinely love the idea, but that's just not. It's not for me. That price tag. Ooh, punch in the mic. That price tag is not for me. Let's jump back up. The Infinity game table says Chappers. Yet it supplies 40 games. Touche. There's not much infinity there, is there? I mean, infinity goes on forever, not for 40, but the price. You will be working for infinity to be able to afford one of these. That's what it is. Yeah, wrestling. I can't remember what we said. Channel that Bob Geldof, Graham. Give us your bloody money now. I mean, that's pretty much what they're asking for. Looks cool, out of my price range, plus no room. Yeah, that's the thing as well. You need room for a substantial coffee table, and that wouldn't go in my room now. Last time I played a board game was Monopoly. We all know how that ended. Murders nearly occurred. Fuck Monopoly. Fuck it. Love the English shirt, by the way, Graham. Thanks, mate. All prepped and ready. I do enjoy board games. Cheating Monopoly players can die in a painful way, though. Fuckers. Absolutely. I never cheat Monopoly. I just role play as the government, so I add extra taxes and circumvent the rules. I could see Loading Bar in London getting more than I could do. Loading Bar, and that's kind of the good place, because they will obviously eventually earn their money back on that. I put the eventually because it's still fucking expensive, even for somewhere like a bar. But they do want those sort of like gaming experiences where people can come and be social and stuff. And that's the shame for me, because that takes it out of the home and puts it into establishments. Not that it'd be a shame to go to Loading Bar, lovely place, lovely people, but it just takes it. Like, they've got pictures of families and kids and stuff all on the floor with bowls of crisps and chips and pretzel sticks and stuff, and yeah, fuck that. If you've spent 800 quid on that, mum and dad can't afford crisps anymore, kids. No, that's it. Do you want the games or do you want the crisps? You're not having both. It's cheaper than a top line gaming table I saw a company sell at PAX East 6 years ago. Beautiful wood mahogany table. I mean, yeah, some of those things though, those are like beautiful. I would never get it though. I would never get it. As much as I'd love that, if I was a bajillionaire, then yeah, fair enough. But the idea of buying sort of like a fully wooden mahogany, expertly crafted table, sculpted to whatever, and then it having some software and hardware from a computer perspective in the middle of it just doesn't sit with me, because that timeless, ancient, what's the word, antique that you've essentially bought, a future antique, it won't be, because the hardware and the software of the game stuff will age much faster than everything else. It becomes out of date, and suddenly it's like you've got a massive table that can play Resistance Fall of Man on it, and it's like, well, okay, well, it was all right a few years ago, but I'm not going to play it now. So yeah, this table,
I think this is definitely aimed at the people who have like bars in the back garden and stuff like that, though. Like, you see it a lot more nowadays, don't you? People build, yeah, yeah, right. Like having like these like rooms built like looks like a pub in your back garden with a football and darts board like this in the corner, especially for people who have played board games all their life, would be fantastic. But like you said, that's a very small demographic of people that are going to be picking it up, and the prices that we've been given there are only for Kickstarter. I imagine if you didn't back it, and when it does eventually come out, you're probably looking at nearly $1,000 for the 32-inch one.
Yeah, extreme. Just to confirm as well, I did say that Bibby has a bar in his back garden. I'm joking. He has a full-on pub on the west lawn. It's not in his back garden. So yeah, it's nowhere near the Lambos. You don't have alcohol in view of
Overlooking the River
cars.
Thames.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, there you go. The new Twitch meta is bathing in ramen noodles. Nice. Twitch meta is weird, proper weird. Is that? I thought that was just ads doing ads things. Is that an actual thing? Are people doing that? What the fuck? Anyway, okay, let's talk about a new meta, and that meta is how you can access your games. It's the cheesiest tangent, but it's actually got some meaning behind it. But Tom Ivan at VGC talks about Xbox Cloud Gaming is now widely available on PC and iOS, powered by Series X. The service has been upgraded and opened up to more users. So Microsoft has confirmed that Xbox Cloud Gaming has been made available to all Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscribers on PC and iOS. Additionally, the service is now being powered by custom Xbox Series X hardware. Previously powered by Xbox One S consoles, Xbox Cloud Gaming debuted for Android mobile devices in September 2020, offering access to over 100 games using a compatible controller. Over 50 of these games now also support touch controls. In April, Microsoft began inviting Xbox Game Pass Ultimate members to a cloud gaming beta for Windows 10 PCs and Apple devices via web browsers Edge, Chrome, and Safari, and the service was today open to all Game Pass subscribers on PC and iOS, and it's been upgraded to provide significant improvements to the overall experience. Are you going to be getting this, babe? Are you going to be trying this?
Yes.
Nice. Xbox Cloud Gaming is now powered by custom Xbox Series X hardware. Xbox Cloud Gaming VP and head of product Catherine Gluckstein wrote on Xbox Wire, "We've been upgrading Microsoft data centers around the globe with the fastest, most powerful Xbox hardware to give you faster load times, improved frame rates, and an experience of a new generation of gaming to ensure the lowest latency, highest quality experience across the board, across the broadest set of devices. We will be streaming at 1080p and up to 60 FPS. Going forward, we'll continue to innovate and add more features to enhance your cloud gaming experience." Microsoft also unveiled a new range of accessories designed for cloud gaming on iOS. Nice. Not so much the iOS bits, babe. Obviously, Android. But Xbox Cloud Gaming, are you going to be trying some new games on your cloud devices? What are you saying?
Yeah, I'll try this on the PC. I've got Xbox Game Pass for PC. But if I don't have to download the games, that'll be a massive plus because it means I can take my Xbox back downstairs. Obviously, I brought it up for Dark Alliance. You can go back in the front room again. But being able to play games in the cloud, hopefully, on my PC might be great. So I don't have to use 100 gig to be able to play the Master Chief Collection on my PC. I can just stream it instead. My connection's more than capable of being able to do it. I still haven't separated my Wi-Fi out yet, like Tito told me to, because I've got 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi, but it doesn't seem to be as fast as it does if I use my 4G. So I need to separate those out. So I've just got my phone on the 5G Wi-Fi to test it out doing that. But yeah, again, evolution, mate. Evolution. Not the WWE stable, but evolution in this is in cloud technology. Hopefully it continues to give a satisfactory, not taking CD Projekt's words for it, but a satisfactory ending play style to be able to play these games, because I took Samantha to go and get a COVID jab, used my Razer Kishi, and I was playing Minecraft Dungeons in the car waiting for it, and it ran flawlessly. It was fantastic. I can't argue with it whatsoever. So that's the kind of world I want to live in.
Maybe talking about satisfactory endings, not happy endings. So there you go. Enjoy the rest of the day.
I didn't make that accusation.
Jumping back through the stream, Next Gen Base says, "For the cost of that gaming table, you could get a Series X of 4 years of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, giving you day one access to Xbox Studios games and hundreds of other titles, all available for streaming on any device." That's crazy. If you have Game Pass PC, try Proteus, just released on there. It's absolutely amazing, says Enix. Bibby's too busy playing Mario Golf. No, Bibby plays all the games at once for like 3 minutes each. Everyone gets 3 minutes only. That's Bibby's.
That is also true.
Bibby's used to living his life true. 3 minutes at a time.
Sometimes a lot shorter.
That's what she said. That's exactly what she said. Ad says they actually are. So people are in ramen. Nice. Okay. Tino said, "Is that because of raw men?" By the way, don't go to that website. Yes. Thank you for breaking those eggs in that omelette for the rest of everyone else, so none of us have to do that. David says, "There's been a DIY attempt of something like that table I saw ages ago, and it's gone. But you have to build a projector and use the scan bar bit from a scanner to track your fingers. Yeah, that's too much like effort. No, thank you. I'll pass. But yes, there you go. Xbox Cloud Gaming is now widely available on PC and iOS. Now powered by Series X consoles, which is nice. It was decent enough anyway. Powered by Series S consoles. There's nothing negative about that. Boosting it to get more frames, better output, better resolutions, all of the joys that the Series X has over Series S. Yes, please. I will take that. And the fact it's on iOS, I might even not give it a try because I don't have Game Pass. But it's another step closer to me maybe stepping into the greatest deal in gaming, as you guys, particularly Next Gen Base, keep reminding us in the chat. Thank you very much. But that is the end of the show. Thank you everyone for joining us for yet another episode of The Scoop. We are done, and there's not going to be an extra stream today because it's Tuesday. So what we are going to do is pass on a little bit of a raid onto one of our friends. Stick around for the raid. Do say hello to someone. It's nice to have people dropping into your stream, as we tell you guys each and every single day. It's lovely to have you here. So if we can do that for someone else, it's wonderful. Plus, you get channel points for going along into their stream with the raid. So do it. Before we disappear, though, and drop the raid on someone else, Mr. Bib, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Yes. Yes, there is, Graham. Again, thank you very much to each and every one of you that have joined us for today. If you want to help shape our show, there is 2 ways that you can do that. First of all, find us on social media. It's at Ice Cream Uploads across all major social media platforms, or get involved with our Discord. All we need from you is a URL plus your thoughts and impressions. We will then give you our thoughts and impressions on the very next show, which will be at what time tomorrow, Mr. Graham Day?
That will be at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm dying. There we go. I'm back. Nice. Okay, we are going to drop off now. Thank you. Stick around for the raid as we go and pass on some love to someone else. Do say hello. I mean, if you stick around if you want after the raid, just stick around for the raid. It's nice. It's nice. But yeah, have yourselves a fantastic day. Enjoy the football tonight. Hopefully it's not a boring 0-0. Hopefully we get a bunch of goals, and hopefully I will want to wear this shirt tomorrow, but won't be because it'll be sweaty as fuck. But yeah, hopefully. That's it. Have a lovely day and stay frosty.
Stay frosty.